Hello, Shivangi students, welcome back. Last time we have been telling you about the preparation and purification of the colloids. Colloids is a very important topic that we know for exams. And there will be a lot of questions on colloids. It's a big topic, has large applications also. And we studied about the chemical methods, dispersion methods, and also Brady-Garg method, which is important for the exam students, preparation of the gold salts by electrical disintegration. Then we talked about dialysis, electrodialysis, and ultrafiltration, ultrafilter paper, collidon solution.
Yes, sir.
And we told you that to speed up the dialysis, we apply electric field,
Electric field.
electrodialysis, and to speed up the ultrafiltration, we apply vacuum
Pressure or suction.
or vacuum. And what is a collidon solution? 4% solution of nitrocellulose and
A mixture of alcohol and ether.
alcohol, and then formaldehyde was used to decrease the size of the pores of the papers, which we were making special paper, which is called ultrafilter paper. Such questions have been asked in the exam. The important and interesting point is the properties of the colloidal solutions. When I say property students, we basically, what we're talking is basically students that I'm talking about the properties of colloidal solutions. So what type of properties the colloidal solution have? Physical, if I see the physical properties of the colloidal solution students, we already know that colloidal solution, you are aware that it is a heterogeneous system. Though it looked like homogeneous, but it is heterogeneous. And if I try to see the filtration process, the size is small, but they will pass through ordinary filter paper. They can pass through
Ordinary filter paper.
ordinary filter paper because the size of the pore is quite big in ordinary filter paper students. The size of colloidal particle is 1 to 1000 nanometer. They will pass through this ordinary filter paper. But when we use semi-permeable membranes, SPM, the animal membrane, cellophane paper, or ultrafilters, we prepared ultrafilters. Important
Yes, sir.
question I'm writing. Important. What is ultrafilter? So what is the ultrafilter paper students? A filter paper which will have smaller pores than the,
Normal filter paper.
so it will retain those colloidal particles. In fact, as per the need, we made it. This is how the science grows. The pore size. Once we understand that there's a size of the pores through which particles are passing, and we are aware of the semi-permeable membranes, parchment paper, cellophane membrane, animal bladder. So we are aware they are retained. They are retained by this. Retained. Right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Interesting thing are coming about the color of the colloidal solution. What they found, we will discuss that in more detail also. Color. You see that what is the reason of the color of the colloidal solutions? Because there is a light coming up. There is a wavelength of the light. So the particles absorb certain wavelengths of light. They absorb. What they do? Absorb. Light or anything has different wavelengths in it. Different wavelength is electromagnetic radiation. So they will absorb certain wavelengths. It depends on the size of the particles. And if they absorb longer wavelengths, and then they will transmit students shorter wavelengths. You have a colloidal solution, colloidal solution student. There are small particles in it. You are passing light here. light is coming, then what is going to happen? These particles can absorb certain wavelengths and transmit. Their size is bigger, so they absorb bigger wavelengths, transmit shorter wavelengths. So what will be the result of that? So they will exhibit some colors. For example, silver particles, silver sol, they have a size of 150 nanometer. So they appear violet, having 150 appear violet. They are appearing violet, students, because that is the light which is transmitted. And if the size becomes 60 nanometer, there will be particles of different size, students. So as the size of the particle changes, the color changes, they become orange, yellow. They become orange, yellow. So that depends on the wavelengths absorbed and transmitted. Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So how the wavelength is changing? How the wavelength is changing, student? Wavelength is increasing from violet to the red.
Red.
300 to 700 nanometers. We have a range of that already. A table is there to find out. So the color could be due to the size of the colloidal particles, which could be changing if the size of the particle changes, students. And we will see in golds also. Question has been asked why the color is changing. Because the size of the colloidal particle changes, the wavelength of absorbed and transmitted light changes, so the color will change. Further important point we are showing here is colligative properties, students. Colligative properties. I've written here colligative properties. We have read this in the chapter of
Yes, sir.
What are colligative properties? Colligative properties, they depend on the
Sir, colligative properties are those properties which depend on the number of solute particles.
number of solute particles.
Yes, sir.
Number of solute particles, students. And examples of that was lowering in vapor pressure, elevation in boiling point, depression in freezing point, osmotic pressure, students. And we have seen there also abnormal molecular masses were coming when there was dissociation or association. Now here what is happening is there is you are seeing colloidal particles are having bigger aggregates. What is how the colloidal particles are formed? You have seen
By the aggregation of smaller
bigger
particles.
aggregates. That means smaller particles, they are combining to form a bigger particle. That means the number of particles will become less.
Yes, sir.
If the number of particles will become less, students, what will happen to the colligative properties? They will also become less.
They will also become less.
So the magnitude of these properties is small. What I'm saying, the magnitude of students colligative properties, magnitude of colligative properties is small as compared to
True solutions.
important point. That's the only important point here. One more question has been asked. At the same concentration. Okay?
Okay, sir.
So once the values are very small in magnitude, this has not of much interest in terms of the experimental situations. They do show, but the colligative properties are reduced in significance because of the fact that their values are going to be small. Measurements are very good when the magnitude is large always. Experimentally, you know that. Large magnitudes will be easier to measure and small changes are difficult for us. Right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
A bigger thing is easy to measure. Small thing, you know how much is required, efforts and type of things you need for such. The physical quantities, even if you are measuring, you know in what type of instruments are required. Okay, we're coming to the next part of it, students. Just 10 minutes, something. Not the board. Okay. Now we are coming to the most important part of this. A question is usually given, and we will experience this question a lot, students. Very important question is before us. It's a very, very important question which has been asked so many times, students, and is of great importance. And that what I'm talking is a Tyndall effect. In other 10th and other classes also we have studied, students, the Tyndall effect.
Yes, sir.
What is happening? You have seen that there are dust particles in the atmosphere and other molecules of gas also, and they are of size of the colloidal particles. And probably if you see the thick forests which have long trees, when the sun rises, you will see that the path of the sun rays coming from that becomes visible, and see a very bright light coming. Similarly, you are in a dark room and if there is a small pinhole in the window, sun comes, you know, the light becomes, the path of the light becomes visible. In cinema theaters, what happens when the light is falling on the screen from the projector, you can see that top where the light is coming from. So you can see the particles, the path becomes visible, students.
Yes, sir.
So this is due to the scattering of light. The particle size is such that it can scatter the light. And when this light is scattered, that path becomes visible, students. Colloidal particle size is of that dimension that they scatter light, as we have seen in the atmosphere also. The blue color of light is also due to scattering of light. There is nothing blue on above us, but when you see the sky, हमें लगता है अरे नीला आसमान. What नीला? It is not, there is no color. It is a scattered light which you are seeing. Scattering by what? There are colloidal particles, dust particles, gases, molecules, particles suspended in air. So they are scattering the light. So what I'm saying, Tyndall effect is a scattering of light by particles, students, present in a colloidal solution. When viewed at right angles to the passage of light, it is observed only when the diameter of the dispersed particle is not much smaller than the wavelength of light used. Diameter of the
The
dispersed particle.
particles.
Important point. We will just try to see. And the wavelength of the light. Wavelength of the light. So they are almost of same dimension, same dimensions. Here is a picture given in the NCERT about the experiment which was done. There is a light source, and what we find, this is the colloidal particle. The light is going, and as it is scattered by this colloidal particle, students, here is a microscope, and at right angles, when you will see, what you will see, there will be a Tyndall cone.
Yes, sir.
So viewed at right angles to the passage of light, the path of beam is illuminated by a bluish light. This
Okay.
was thought by Faraday and later studied by Tyndall. Is a scientist. Faraday is a scientist. So the name came as a Tyndall effect. The bright cone of light is called the Tyndall cone. Once they asked what is a Tyndall cone, this was given in the question paper. Question can be given in any way. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not necessary they are going to say what is Tyndall effect. And that nobody is asking because everybody knows. But there are conditions for this Tyndall effect. This is an important question, students. What are the conditions of observing Tyndall effect? You see, true solutions do not show this.
Yes, sir.
Then what is the condition? Here, the diameter of the dispersed particle is not much smaller than the wavelength of light used. One, this question has been asked in the paper. Putting it red, putting a red color for this. This question has been asked, student.
Okay.
Star. Important question can be asked in the exam. They will not ask Tyndall effect. They will ask what are the conditions for observing the Tyndall effect. Student, the diameter of the dispersed particle is almost equal to the wavelength of the light used. Second, refractive indices of the dispersed phase and dispersed medium have large difference. There is a large difference in the refractive indices of, you always have two mediums, two things, dispersion medium and dispersed phase. Students, this is a question of light now. In the light chapter of the light, you see, physics, the refractive indices of the two should be quite large difference. There should be a
Yes, sir.
large difference. There should be a large difference in the refractive indices. Large difference in the refractive indices. Then only this will be possible. In fact, the question was given. What was one of the important application of this was, after this effect was discovered, they were able to make ultra microscope. Ultra microscope, student.
Hmm?
This effect was studied by an ultra microscope. This is a ultra microscope which we have shown here. What is this? Ultra microscope. This was made after Tyndall effect to observe the Tyndall effect. At right angles, they were able to see the Tyndall cone. And
Okay.
by this method, we can distinguish true solution and colloidal solution. As I said in the beginning, when we were talking about the discovery of these colloids and all that, how will I say that this is a colloidal solution and this is a true solution? So we have to study their properties. And the properties, one of the property which you are studying is a Tyndall effect. True solution will not show Tyndall effect, but colloidal solution will show Tyndall.
Tyndall effect.
Okay. Question can be put in any way, student. Differentiate between true solution and colloids. And we can use ultra microscope. So ultra microscope was made after the Tyndall effect was studied.
Okay.
Further, actually, as I said, this is a question of light, optical properties, optics. What is optics? In the physics, you study optics.
Study of light.
When an intense converging beam of light is passed through a colloidal solution kept in dark, the path of beam gets illuminated with a bluish light. This phenomena is called Tyndall effect, and the illuminated path is known as Tyndall cone. They have given a question once, what is a Tyndall cone? What is a Tyndall cone, students? So what is a Tyndall cone? This is a definition which we have given here. Got it?
Yes, sir.
This can be observed during the projection of picture in a cinema hall due to scattering of light by dust and smoke particles. And what is the use of Tyndall effect? Can be used to distinguish colloidal solution from true solution. The phenomena has been used to devise an instrument. This question was that which instrument was devised on by using Tyndall effect, ultra microscope. They are able to prepare. They were prepared ultra microscope because of this. The instrument is used for detection of particles of colloidal dimension. 1 to 1000 nanometer particles, they are used to study by ultra microscope. This also established the fact that colloidal systems are heterogeneous in nature. There was a question. What is the evidence that colloidal solutions are heterogeneous? They are, you can't see them by the naked eye. Can you? Heterogeneous. So how will you say that this is a colloidal solution? So you will study the properties. The optical properties, colloidal Tyndall effect is observed. Therefore, we say that it is a heterogeneous system. There are dispersed particles in the dispersion medium, students. A homogeneous solution will be having uniform composition. Throughout will completely get mixed up like NaCl in water. Crystalloids, we talked about crystalloid, students, they form true solutions. Okay, right?
Okay, sir.
All right. Further, now important thing, a question has been given, in the paper. Question was given in the paper. What question was given, students? Mixture of milk and water appears blue when viewed by reflected light and red when viewed by transmitted light. What they said, there is a gold sol. What they said, gold sol is red in color. Is red in color. But it changed color, purple and then blue and finally golden. Finally golden. Why? This question was given, students. Why the color changes? Question is why the color of the gold sol changes, students.
Sir, the gold sol is a colloidal solution. So its color will depend upon the size of the particles. First, it is red in color, and as the particle size increases, it changes to blue, purple, then blue, and then golden.
Important question. This question has been asked in the exam. So you have given a correct answer. That means you are doing so good and you are working so hard. What we said, the color of colloidal solution depends on the wavelength of light scattered by the dispersed particles, students. The wavelength of light further depends on the size and nature of particles. Important point to be noted, students. Size and nature of the particles, students. All the particles do not scatter the light wavelength same, which wavelength is transmitted, which is absorbed. That is the question. The color of also changes with the manner in which the observer receives the light. Second, the manner, the direction which you are observing, manner in which observer, manner in which the observer, students, observer observes the light. These are the two important points, student, you have to note down. When viewed by the reflected light, milk and water, milk in water appears blue when viewed by the reflected light and red when viewed by the transmitted light. So it depends the manner in which you view reflected light or transmitted light. Finest gold sol is red in color. As size of the particle increases, student, it appears purple, blue, and finally golden. Important question has been asked in the paper. Got it?
Okay, sir.
Our lectures have a lot of question answers. And we are constantly telling you that these are important questions have been asked in the paper, can be repeated. The milk and water has also been asked. So the manner in which you observe is important. And the size of the particle, the nature of the particle is important. Okay. Therefore, we are again saying color of colloidal solution depends on the wavelength of light scattered by the dispersed particles, size and nature of the dispersed, and the manner in which it is viewed. Size, nature, and manner. Okay? Three things. I'm putting a red mark on that. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Size, nature, manner.
And manner.
And example, gold is been asked in the paper. So gold sol, important question. Gold sol, students, gold sol. important question can be asked. Size of the keeps on changing, the color keeps on changing. For the gold sol, this question has been answered. This was a question in the paper which we try to answer. This is the answer of the question. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Another important thing, some questions are going to be there. This is very important. The properties of the colloidal solution are very important, students, and questions are given. Brownian movement is another important fact, and it is repeatedly asked. We already know if you observe the colloidal solutions under a powerful ultra microscope, they appear to be in a state of continuous zigzag motion all over the field. What you are seeing, these are particles which are in zigzag motion. Colloidal particles are in
Zigzag
motion, students. So this zigzag motion is known as Brownian movement. You have heard about a botanist, Robert Brown. So that is the phenomenon which was observed by botanist Robert Brown first. Later on, this phenomena is given on his name. To honor him, this is given the name Brownian movement, students. This motion is independent of the nature of colloids, but depends on the size. What it depends? Size of the particles, nature of the particles, viscosity of the solution. Viscosity of the solution. For example, if the size of the particle becomes bigger, what will happen to the motion? It will decrease or increase?
Sir, it will decrease.
Decrease, because the mass will grow.
Yes, sir.
Lighter particles move faster, students. So smaller size particles will move faster, and nature means depends on what type of solution you have. Viscosity. What is viscosity? There is a viscous force. Every liquid has a viscosity, student. What is viscosity? What is viscosity? What is viscosity? 11th class?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, viscosity.
Certain one liquid has.
Yes, sir. It is the measure of a fluid's resistance to flow.
Resistance to flow. Certain liquids are very viscous. So in that, the particles will not be able to move faster. Where certain liquids are less viscous, so particles can move faster there. So lesser the viscosity, faster the
motion of particles.
So Brownian movement will be decided by these factors. And now the question 1 was this. Question 2, what is the cause? Question 2, what is the cause of Brownian movement, students? Okay, tell me, what is the cause of the Brownian movement?
Sir, Brownian motion is due to the sir, it is due to the unequal collision or bombardment of the colloidal particles by the particles of dispersion medium.
Actually, what is happening? You have a medium and a dispersed phase. But why you are saying that you have particles? There are particles in which in the medium. So there are medium particle dispersion, medium particles and dispersed phase particles. You have dispersed phase particles and dispersion medium particles. The particles of colloidal will be bombarded by the particles of dispersion medium constantly and continuously. ठीक है? This is unequal bombardment, which keeps this moving. This keeps, because they give momentum to these particles. These particles, this is colloidal, and there are other particles. You see, if I have dispersion medium particles, they are hitting it, bombarding it. So what will happen? Unequal bombardment, then they will keep on moving. They will keep on moving, students. And what is the importance of it? Third question. What is the importance of Brownian moment? What is the importance of Brownian moment, students?
Sir, it provides stability to the sol.
Actually, if the particles start moving, stop moving, then what will happen? They will settle down. They will come down. That's all. Like a suspension, they will fall down. But if they are moving, then they are not going to settle down, because there is a gravitational force which is pulling the particles. So it provides stability to the colloid, student, and it prevents them to settle down. Okay? Important point.
Okay, sir.
3 questions we have given in this. Such questions have been asked in the paper. So what they are doing, they are providing Brownian moment is giving stability to the colloidal particles. So they do not settle down. They are not settling down due to the gravitational forces. Due to gravitational, which force is gravitational force? Okay?
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, they will fall down. I mean, there are few questions in everything which we are talking about. They are not going to ask what is Brownian moment. Everybody knows. So they may ask what is the importance of Brownian moment, how it helps colloid particles, what is the cause of Brownian moment, and on what factors this will depend. So questions can be put like this. Now coming to another important part of this, is a very important thing, very important thing, student, and there will be questions on this. What we are saying, there's a charge on the colloidal particles. Very important thing. Are you sure there is a charge on the colloidal particles?
Yes, sir.
And what type of charge they carry? Question, second question. One, we are saying there's a charge. What type of charge the colloidal particles have? There are a large number of colloidal particles. Do they have
So all the colloidal particles carry same charge. It can either be positive or negative.
all carry same charge. Second point, very important. Either positive or
Negative.
only 2 charges we know in science. In physics, we are only talking of plus and minus, positive and negative. So, if the charge is same, how it is important to us, we will see that. Why the charge is same and how it is important. And we have given some examples. Examples, student. Third point, give examples of that colloidal particles have charge. Question number 3 aa gaya. So here, after information, I mean experimental information is available to us, and what we find, there are we have given a table positively charged salts and negatively charged salts. What was found is hydrated metallic oxides. These are hydrated oxides of the metals, What we are finding, there are two types of colloids. Positively charged students and negatively charged colloids. How many types? Two types. First, you see that here we have a list of that. Hydrated metal oxides are positively charged. We will have to do little bit of, memory part is required in chemistry students. After we note it down, sometimes they ask, or they give us that, what is the charge on Al2O3 H2O colloidal? Then we should know that these metallic oxides which we have given students, they are positively charged. Basic diastereoids like methylene blue, also positively charged. Hemoglobin, blood, positively charged. Oxides of titanium dioxide, Sol is also positive students. And usually they will find that metals usually, gold salts we prepared, silver, platinum by Brady-Gark method. They are getting negative charges.
Yes, sir.
Negative charge.
Okay.
Gold salt, example of that, silver salt, and certain metallic sulfides like AS2S3 students. Negatively charged. These are the sulfides: arsenic sulfide, antimony sulfide, cadmium sulfides. Why there is a negative or positive, we'll see that the charge is coming from there. Acid dyes, Congo red, and this. Salts of starch, gum, gelatin, clay, charcoal, they have been negatively charged salts, negatively charged salts. So we have two types of charges on the colloids. But colloids will have a charge. You have seen lightning has killed so many people. You are aware of that. That means the clouds were having charges. Where it comes from? Clouds, rains, and so many parts in the world you have experienced. So these are some of the example students. Important question is there in the paper, students. Now here is important question which could be asked to you. And this is the most important part of that. Most important. Origin of the charge, students, is a very important question. There are many reasons that colloidal particles acquire charge. Not one, many reasons I am saying. But the most important, which has been asked in exam repeatedly and will be asked again, I am telling you, is the preferential adsorption of ion. I'm saying most important factor. Most important reason I'm saying. There are many reasons. I'm not saying only one reason. Most important reason, student, is the preferential adsorption of positive or negative ions. But it is trying to say that colloid is formed. Okay? There is some electrolyte which is present. In the purification also we told you we are removing the excess electrolyte. Did I not tell that? But we reduce it to the requisite amount. That statement was used. Yes or no? Did I use the statement requisite amount when I said the purification of colloid? Yes or no? You remember?
Yes, sir.
Why do we need requisite amount?
Yes, sir. Requisite minimum.
Minimum amount is required, otherwise it will not be stable. Because that ions have to be adsorbed on the surface of the colloidal particles.
Sir,
देखो अब what we are
small
going to
amount
yes
of electrolyte is
okay
needed to stabilize the sol.
very
Yes,
good correct answer. देखो question was given 2 years back or 3 years back. What was that? कि you have here I have students. This is my A. This I have student inside this potassium iodide solution. But I have Ki aqueous. In this I am adding students silver nitrate. ठीक है?
Okay.
And what
Okay.
was there? A colloid is formed, students. What we are forming in this a colloidal solution. Which is in this case negatively charged. Negatively charged. Another, what I have in another case, you have inside this student silver nitrate. This is my B, and you add. This is aqueous, students. This is aqueous. ठीक है? You are adding potassium iodide. And in this case, what you get? Positively charged colloidal solution. Explain the reason. You have to explain the reason. This question is important, students. Has been asked in the exam. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
So what do you think is the reason for this, students?
So in the first case, maybe I minus ions are preferentially adsorbed in the first case, and in the second case, Ag plus ions are preferentially adsorbed.
Okay, let us see. Answer is correct, but how it is happening? Let me use. Okay, what we are saying, students. What is the reaction first of all? AgNO3 reacts with Ki, students. What is the chemical reaction? You are forming AgI. ठीक है? Precipitate is there. AgI and KNO3.
Yes, sir.
KNO3 aqueous. Now this precipitate will break down into colloidal solution. In the A case, what ions you are having? Excess ions. What are the excess ions? This has got potassium ions and I minus. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
And you have AgI. What it will do? This is the sol. Either it absorbs potassium ions or it absorbs iodide ions. There are two ions. I am saying preferential adsorption of ions. Out of the two, one of the ions is adsorbed. And what happens is whatever is the ion in the crystal lattice, that is preferred to be adsorbed. कि जैसे कि ये फैमिली में सेम है तो वो कहता है सेम टाइम ऑफ पर्सन शुड कम एंड जॉइन अवर फैमिली। यहाँ पर दिख रहा है आई, तो ये क्या करेगा, इट विल टेक आई फ्रॉम यू। तो फिर क्या हुआ, मतलब ये हुआ स्टूडेंट्स कि ये आई माइनस जो है ये दे आर बीइंग एब्सॉर्ब्ड। ये वाले आयंस कहाँ आ गए, इसके सरफेस पे। दिस इज कॉल्ड प्रेफरेंशियल, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड प्रेफरेंशियल एब्सॉर्प्शन स्टूडेंट्स। प्रेफरेंशियल एब्सॉर्प्शन हो गई, ठीक है। तो यहां पर क्या बना, नेगेटिव। व्हाट हैपेंड हियर स्टूडेंट्स,
Okay, sir.
here you are adding ki, reaction is the same, reaction is
Yeah.
the same। तो यहाँ पर
Yes,
क्या होगा, जो AgI बना B में, ये तो A में हुआ, और B में क्या होगा, अगर मैं B लेता हूँ, दिस इज माई B, इसमें क्या होगा कि यू आर पुटिंग AgI। अब यहाँ पर एक्सेस आयंस कौन से हैं, Ag प्लस और
and
NO3
NO3 minus means
in which
yes,
of the
sir.
two is preferred, Ag is there already,
Ag plus.
तो Ag plus will be preferred। तो इसके ऊपर कौन से आ गए, Ag प्लस। तो इस तरह से क्या, व्हाट इज द चार्ज ऑन दिस, पॉजिटिव। यहाँ पे क्या बना, नेगेटिव। Important question, this has been asked in the paper. That's why I use the word preferential adsorption of ions. When two or more ions are present in the dispersion medium, preferential adsorption of the ion common to the colloidal particle usually takes place. Usually takes.
Okay, sir.
So here we can get a negative charge or a positive charge. This question has been given 2-3 times. Not, you have noted this?
Yes, sir.
ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये वाला यहाँ पे बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है, सारा का सारा जो मैंने बताया यहाँ पे एक्सपेक्टेड क्वेश्चन है ये पेपर के लिए। सेम स्टोरी इज कमिंग, यहाँ पर अब सेकंड पार्ट पे आ गए। If FeCl3 is added to excess of hot water, positively charged salt is formed. आपने क्या किया, FeCl3 ऐड कर दिया किसमें, हॉट वाटर में,
Water में, hot water.
तो क्या बना है, पॉजिटिवली चार्ज,
Positively charged.
ठीक है। If ferric chloride is added to NaOH, तो क्या बना है,
Negatively charged.
एक्सप्लेन क्वेश्चन, ये क्वेश्चन ही है पेपर का। दिस क्वेश्चन हैज आल्सो बीन आस्क्ड इन द पेपर स्टूडेंट्स, दोनों में से एक कोई भी आता है। अब इसका आंसर भी बता दो तुम, क्या हुआ। तो इसका आंसर क्या लिखोगे, हाँ बोलो बोलो, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है।
In the first case, when FeCl3 is added to hot water, Fe2O3 will be formed.
ऑक्साइड या हाइड्रोक्साइड दो ही चीजें बनती हैं।
Yes, sir.
हाइड्रोक्साइड
So
भी हो सकती है। देखो हमने ये रिएक्शन आपको पहले ही बताई है, FeCl3 + 3H2O क्या बना रही है, FeOH3, ठीक है, ये स्टडी किया था हमने, ठीक है। यहाँ पे उसने दे दिया हाइड्रेटेड फेरिक ऑक्साइड, ये हाइड्रेटेड फेरिक ऑक्साइड ही है एक तरीके से FeOH3, समझ गए हो। या मैं ये भी लिख सकता था पेपर में, तो FeOH3 अगर बन गया तो ऊपर से क्या डाल रहा हूं मैं, FeCl3।
Sir, FeCl3.
तो यहाँ पे कौन से आयंस मिलेंगे, Fe3
तो
प्लस,
Fe3 plus and 3Cl minus.
तो फिर ये एब्जॉर्ब कर लेगा ये वाले,
तो Fe3 plus absorb हो जाएंगे,
तो चार्ज क्या बन गया,
positively charged.
तो सेकंड केस में मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, किस में डाल रहा हूँ,
NaOH में।
NaOH में। देखो NaOH में एक्सेस में क्या है, सोडियम
Na
एंड
plus and
हाइड्रोक्साइड
OH
आयन।
minus.
तो
Yes, sir.
ये क्या करेगा फिर, FeOH3
और
इसलिए मैं
OH
दिखा रहा
पहले
हूँ,
से था।
इसलिए मैंने इसको चेंज कर दिया FeOH3 में। वो एनसीईआरटी
यस
में
सर।
मैंने ये यूज किया क्योंकि यहाँ पे ज्यादा दिख रहा है। अब ये सेम कॉमन आयन हो गया ना,
यस सर।
तो इसलिए मैं इसको यूज करूंगा पेपर में। ये इसके ऊपर आ जाएगा OH-। तो ये जो
तो
फेरिक
प्रेफरेंशियली एब्जॉर्ब हो
हाइड्रोक्साइड
जाएगा।
का सॉल्व बनता है, इट कैन बी पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव, डिपेंड करता है कंडीशंस के ऊपर स्टूडेंट्स।
ओके।
तो कोई भी जब सॉल्व बनाते हैं तो वो पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव हो सकते हैं। तो डिपेंड करता है कि जो इलेक्ट्रोलाइट में डालता हूँ स्टूडेंट्स, कॉमन आयन कौन सा है। तो कॉमन आयन जो होता है वो प्रेफरेंशियली एब्जॉर्ब्ड हो जाता है, ये मतलब है।
ओके।
तो इसीलिए ही जो कोलाइडल पार्टिकल्स होते हैं दे कैरी ए चार्ज। ये एक रीजन बताया है क्योंकि इस पे क्वेश्चन बहुत आता है। सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ये था, ये अभी भी आएगा पेपर में, ठीक है।
ओके
कोई
सर।
डाउट है हमें?
नो सर।
अब देखो, देयर आर सम अदर पॉसिबिलिटीज आल्सो due to dissociation of the adsorbed molecular electrolytes. Colloidal particles, when the colloidal particles are formed, students, they have a strong tendency to adsorb reactant or product molecules. देखो, आप बना रहे थे AS2S3 सॉल्व, ठीक है। कैसे बनाया था?
यस सर।
AS2O3 में क्या किया था? H2S पास की थी,
H2H डाल दिया था।
तो क्या बन गया था? AS2S3। इस तरह से हमने ये सॉल्व बनाया था, ठीक है। याद आ गया? ये सॉल्व बना था। अब यहां पर H2S है, तो इसके सरफेस के ऊपर क्या हो गया? इसने क्या एब्जॉर्ब कर लिया? H2S। ये एब्जॉर्ब होगी लेकिन ये डिसोशिएट हो जाती है। H2S विल गेट डिसोशिएटेड, ठीक है। इफ इट गेट्स डिसोशिएटेड तो क्या बनेगा? 2H प्लस है और S 2 माइनस है, ठीक है। तो ये आयंस तो सोल्यूशन में चले जाते हैं।
यस सर।
और ये वाले एब्जॉर्ब हो जाते हैं। कौन से? S, ये वाले 2 माइनस 1, ये एब्जॉर्ब हो गए स्टूडेंट्स। तो ये क्या चार्ज आ गया इसके ऊपर? तो AS2S3 के ऊपर कौन सा चार्ज आ गया? What is the charge on the colloidal particles of AS2S3 students? नेगेटिव। और सोल्यूशन में क्या चार्ज आ गया? पॉजिटिव। तो डिस्पर्शन मीडियम जो होता है दैट ऑलवेज गेट्स ए अपोजिट, इक्वल एंड अपोजिट चार्ज। क्या मिलता है उसको? इक्वल एंड अपोजिट चार्ज। स्टूडेंट्स, ठीक समझ में आई स्टोरी? डिस्पर्स्ड colloidal particles is positive, dispersion medium is equal and opposite negative. तो ओवरऑल सॉल्यूशन इज, बताइए ओवरऑल सॉल्यूशन क्या हुआ? ओवरऑल सॉल्यूशन क्या हो गया? तो ओवरऑल सॉल्यूशन क्या हुआ? ओवरऑल सॉल्यूशन न्यूट्रल हो गया।
न्यूट्रल।
तो कोलाइडल सॉल्यूशन न्यूट्रल है, कोलाइडल पार्टिकल्स के ऊपर चार्ज पॉजिटिव है, तो डिस्पर्शन मीडियम पे चार्ज नेगेटिव। तो ये सेकंड हमने दिखा दिया तुम्हें, ये भी हो सकता है। थर्ड पॉसिबिलिटी क्या
सर इससे कोगुलेशन नहीं हो जाएगा?
क्या होगा?
इससे कोगुलेशन नहीं हो
नहीं,
जाएगा?
सेम चार्ज आ रहा है,
क्योंकि
सेम चार्ज आ रहा है, बहुत ज्यादा थोड़ी डाले जाते हैं। एक्सेस में तो कोई भी चीज नहीं डालते।
ओके
वो
ओके
एक्सेस का बताया था आपको। सेम चार्ज ये ऊपर डिसोसिएट हो गया, तो आयनाइजेशन होगी थी किसकी? H2S, तो डिसोसिएट हो गया। थर्ड क्या होगा? ड्यू टू डिसोसिएशन ऑफ मॉलिक्यूल्स फॉर्मिंग कोलाइडल एग्रीगेट्स। तो होता क्या है कि मॉलिक्यूल्स रिस्पांसिबल फॉर फॉर्मेशन ऑफ एग्रीगेट्स ऑफ कोलाइडल डिमेंशन में देमसेल्फ अंडरगो डिसोसिएशन और आयनाइजेशन। तो जो कोलाइड्स तुम बना रहे थे स्टूडेंट्स, देखो सोप्स और डिटर्जेंट्स में क्या हुआ था? टेल मी व्हाट हैपेंड इन सोप्स एंड डिटर्जेंट्स। एक क्रिटिकल मिजल कंसंट्रेशन बताई थी मैंने, क्रिटिकल टेम्परेचर बताया था, और ये क्राफ्ट
यस सर।
बताया था। तो उसमें क्या
Yes,
बन
sir.
गए थे, मीजल्स।
Measles.
तो मीजल्स का फार्मूला क्या था, RCO माइनस थे वो सारे, ये लॉन्ग चेन था और ये
Yes, sir.
Na+ चले गया था, ये सारे नेगेटिवली चार्ज थे। ये 100 से ऊपर इन्होंने क्या इकट्ठे होके क्या बनाए थे, मीजल्स। तो व्हाट विल बी द चार्ज ऑन द मीजल्स, नेगेटिव। तो ये क्यों हुआ,
Measles पे negative. Yes, sir.
ड्यू टू डिसोसिएशन ऑफ द मॉलिक्यूल्स विच आर फॉर्मिंग द मीजल्स।
Dissociation.
तो सोप के पार्टिकल्स डिसोशिएट हो गए, सोडियम स्टीरेट, or they were having a negative charge, they form the measles, students. So they are carrying a negative charge due to dissociation of the molecules which are forming the colloidal aggregates. Aggregates बना लिए थे ना इन्होंने at critical measle concentration,
Yes,
कितने हैं,
sir.
more than 100
Yes, sir.
aggregates बन गए, more than 100। तो यहाँ पर ये measles बन गए थे, तो एग्रीगेट्स बनने के बाद इनके पास नेगेटिव चार्ज आ गया था। तो इस तरह से हमें समझ में आई कि जो कोलाइडल पार्टिकल्स होते हैं स्टूडेंट्स, वो कई मैनी वेज में चार्ज को एक्वायर कर सकते हैं। मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट मैंने बताया प्रेफरेंशियल एड्सॉर्प्शन, दैट
Okay.
इज इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन। कॉमन आयन जो है द लेटिस, वो दैट इज प्रेफरेंशियली एड्सॉर्ब्ड। फिर डिसोसिएशन भी हो सकती है, आर्सेनिक सल्फाइड जो नेगेटिव चार्ज आएगा, और फिर एग्रीगेट्स जो मीजल्स बनते हैं स्टूडेंट्स
Aggregate से
सोप
बन
सॉल्यूशन
सकते
में,
हैं.
तो उसके अंदर 100 और मोर मॉलिक्यूल्स कंबाइन करके बनाते हैं मीजल्स। तो वो खुद ही चार्ज होते हैं जब वो डिसोशिएट होते हैं। तो इस तरह से देर आर द these are the reasons, and these are the also reason for the stability of the colloids, because all the particles have same charge, therefore they are also stable। तो चार्जेस का ओरिजिन समझ में आया और उनका पता लगा कि चार्जेस क्या काम करते हैं, वो स्टेबल कर देते हैं सॉल्ट्स को, क्या करते हैं, स्टेबल कर देते हैं कोलाइड्स को। ठीक है, स्टेबिलिटी का कारण भी क्या है, चार्ज, वन ऑफ द फैक्टर ऑफ
Salt.
स्टेबिलिटी।
Yes, sir.
तो ठीक है, यहाँ पर ये लेक्चर हमारा खत्म हुआ, फिर हम मिलेंगे आपको नेक्स्ट क्लास में। यहाँ पे हमें समझ में आई ओरिजिन ऑफ चार्ज कैसे होता है पार्टिकल्स में। डू यू हैव एनी डाउट्स इन दिस?
No, sir.
क्लियर है ये सारा?
Yes, sir.
बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस हैव बीन डिस्कस्ड टुडे। तो ठीक है, फिर वी विल सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास स्टूडेंट्स।
Okay, sir.
ओके, बाय।
Okay. Thank